Relocation is a dirty word in his hockey league. He's loath to even discuss the matter, but just because he doesn't want to talk about it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. As Bob McKenzie explains, the Phoenix Coyotes and the Atlanta Thrashers could both be looking to relocate in the very near future. It's welcome news to the city of Winnipeg, whose chances of landing an NHL team may still be slim, but at least they've doubled. Here's the Hockey Insider.
The prospect of the NHL returning to Winnipeg has been much talked about for many years, but there is now, perhaps for the first time, a possibility of it happening. And if it did, notice the use of the word if, it could be as early as next season. Now, don't confuse a possibility with a real good chance, because the key here is to keep this in perspective. While there's a chance it could happen, there's also a chance it could never materialize. Still, one would have to say Winnipeg's chances have potentially increased, if only because there now may be two possibilities, Phoenix and Atlanta, for NHL relocation. Phoenix is currently on the NHL's front burner. The league is still working to find a way to close Matthew Halsheiser's deal with the city of Glendale to purchase the Coyotes. The league is working overtime to overcome some issues with the sale of bonds that is critical to the transaction. It might work out, it might not. If it does, the sale is likely to proceed. If it doesn't, there are still some things the vested parties, in this case Halsheiser, Glendale, and the NHL, could still do to salvage the transaction and keep the Coyotes in Phoenix. But there are no guarantees either. Time would appear to be a factor. Winnipeg, of course, is ready, willing, and waiting for the NHL. It has an owner, an arena, and all have already done their due diligence on the Coyotes from a year ago. And it wouldn't take a lot to update that scenario. But if Phoenix should not turn out to be a viable option, perhaps Atlanta will. The Thrashers' current owners want out. That's no secret. But they are obliged by NHL bylaws to sell to local interests that so far have not materialized. But that's a dynamic that could still change. The point is, Atlanta has not gone through that reality of the team might leave scenario that generates momentum in the marketplace to find a way to keep it there. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. Too early to say. Now, are you noticing a trend here? But I would say this is the first time that I've ever actually sensed there may be some possibility for Winnipeg. The time is tight. The Coyotes and/or Thrashers, if they're to play anywhere other than Phoenix and/or Atlanta next season, there needs to be some clarity, probably in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So let's see where all this goes. For SportsCenter,